Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers that they're pushing this word of sincerity and in truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping this word of sincerity and in truth. Okay, I just wanted to go into a quick lesson, going into eating, how being over here in Babylon the Great, we had to eat our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, that the scriptures say. And this video, it was a YouTube short actually, but it popped up on my feed and I went into it and I looked at it, and it was just going into all the ingredients that they add into this monster energy drink, quote unquote energy drink. And first and foremost, nobody should be drinking these. Nobody should be drinking this. No Israelite should be drinking this, because this ain't nothing but death in the can. And they even have an energy drink called Liquid Death. I think it's called Liquid Death. But they're letting you know what's in this can. They letting you know what you drinking, death. And ultimately, that's how Esau Edom rules his kingdom, by putting things and feeding you with things that's ultimately set up and designed to kill you. So I'm gonna play this YouTube short, which is the video now, and get a couple scriptures and close it out. Lord will is edifying, and also fair use, not making no money off of this content, just using it for educational purposes.
Let's see what's inside Monster Energy Drink. It starts with carbonated water, then sugar, then glucose, citric acid, natural flavors, taurine, sodium citrate, color added, which is probably some sort of food coloring I can assume, Panax ginseng extract, which is a natural substance derived from the Panax ginseng plant, L-carnitine L-tartrate, which is a supplement used for energy production and recovery, caffeine, sorbic acid, which is a preservative, benzoic acid, which is another preservative, niacinamide, which is a form of vitamin B3, sucralose, which is essentially Splenda, salt, D-glucuronolactone, which is a compound that supports detoxification in the body and is often found in energy drinks for its purported effects on mental alertness and physical performance. Inositol, which is similar to a B vitamin, guarana extract, which comes from the guarana plant for its caffeine content, pyridoxine hydrochloride, which is a form of vitamin B6, riboflavin, which is essentially vitamin B2, maltodextrin, which is essentially corn sugar, and cyanobalamin, which is a form of vitamin B12. I'm not sure I would go to energy drinks as a source of vitamins.
And in his video, he was saying he wouldn't go to energy drinks for a source of vitamins, but nobody even thinks about energy drinks for a source of vitamins. They go to it for a source of energy, unless he was just talking about vitamin B, which vitamin B is what helps you get energy. That vitamin is associated with giving energy. I think it transforms sugar into energy. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, he has already created everything, every single thing that we needed to survive, to give us everything that we can possibly think of. But, being in this man's captivity and ultimately under Esau, even the so-called white man, he's going to switch and change everything. Everything that all them ingredients that they put in there, in that drink. And it's probably more, it's more than likely stuff that they ain't telling you. They just got all the ingredients, quote unquote, on the can, but it's obviously more. None of that is needed. Okay, all of this stuff is not needed. The Lord already got it set up on how we supposed to do it. And like I said, this is just an example, because nobody should be drinking Monster drink or any of these energy drinks that Esau sells. If you really want to look up or how to find out how to get natural energy, just go onto Google and look into all the different herbs, all the different supplements, and all the different types of drinks that you can either buy or make to give you the energy. But vitamin B is associated with energy. The different types of vitamin B. Also, too, this ain't just exclusive to energy drinks, but this is the same stuff that they put in our food. And even worse, they putting worse things in our food. The food is not real. Of course, when they say GMO, that's obviously letting you know it's not real. But even these organic things, what quote unquote organic, you think Esau really gonna put organic in and give us organic? No, we don't. We don't really have anything real anymore, because he can even make GMO seeds. So you thinking you eating a real organic fruit or whatever the case may be, but I'm gonna just stick with fruit, and it's GMO as well, and then he hiked the price up on it. So you paying more for what you already eat or what you would have been eating. Esau ain't gonna do nothing right. So, and then on top of that, he's spraying the chemtrails, he's spraying all the vegetation and ultimately the produce with pesticide, with these different chemicals. So ain't nothing over here right. And like how Hashem Abishai said, which we gonna get, we eating our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles. And even what we think is real or think is meat is not even meat. Ain't no telling what we eating. That's why we gotta get out of here. That's why we say America gotta be destroyed, because everything that we're doing and eating is destroying us. Everything about the way of life over here in America is destroying us. So this is Ezekiel chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "And thy meat which thou shalt." This is going into the Lord talking about judgment, bringing judgment on the nation of Israel, on the northern and southern kingdom. It says Israel and Judah. I'm basically going into how he's going to allow these other, he had to allow these other nations to besiege us and to take us down, destroy us, and ultimately go into famine and going into people eating defiled bread. Ezekiel 4:10, "And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure. The sixth part of a hin from time to time shalt thou drink." Now here come the point. "And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in their sight. And the Lord said, Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." So the Lord said we was gonna be eating defiled bread no matter where we went, And I'm gonna just get that word defiled, just to get to the point of it. It says defiled, sully, mar, or spoil. All of this goes into, how we eat our food. It says sully, mar, or spoil, to desecrate or profane. And then let's go to some of the synonyms. It says to spoil, sully, mar, impair, debase, degrade, pollute, and poison. And this is what Esau Edom does to all our food. He debase it because he is the base man. He is the most base nation on the face of the earth. So everything he do is going to be on that level. Degrade, because the quality in which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua made everything was perfect. And Esau Edom is single-handedly destroying everything, bringing it down, degrading every single aspect of our life, including our food, to pollute it. Again, just using the example of the produce and the vegetation. He's spraying all types of chemicals on it and putting all types of metal in the air that's getting on all different plant life and the different things that we eat, and he's polluting everything. And poison. We're literally eating poison. We're literally eating and drinking poison, which I'm going to get that scripture next. Eating and drinking poison, to corrupt, taint, tarnish, infect, foul, be foul, dirty, soil, just going into other synonyms. So I'm going to read it again. It says, "And the Lord said, Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." And yes, best believe the dung is also something that that's in this food, that's found in food. All of this is actually in the food that we eat, and we just won't ever know, like, truly what we eating. But all of it's in there. That's why we got to get up out of this place. It's verse 14. I read 14 to 15. It says, then said I, Lord God, behold, my soul have not been polluted, for from my youth up, even to now, have I not eaten of that which died of itself, or is torn in pieces, neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth. Then he said unto me, Lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. So, even though the Lord substituted it out, he still had to eat it because it was all symbolic. And it was all symbolic of what the nation of Israel was going to be doing, both in that time and in the time that's to come. Well, what we living in now. But reading on later down in the chapter, it's going into a famine. Let me get one more. I don't forget how it was worded. That's too broad. Let me see. I can't remember how it's worded. That might have been it. Let me see. No. Okay, it's not true. It's not serpent. Let me see. Okay, I might have to go to Google. Okay, Mark 16, 18. I haven't visited this scripture in a long time. This is Mark 16. I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, and he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them, and follow them that believe in my name. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents. And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. Right. But the point was, if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. Well, that's not really what I wanted. Let me see. That's not really what I wanted. Okay, I might be thinking of something else. Let me try one more thing. That might be it. That might be it. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm probably thinking it was worded a different way. That's probably it. But the point, going back into the whole point of the video in the beginning, was we was eating our defiled bread amongst the Gentiles, eating things that we're not supposed to be eating, and drinking things that we're not supposed to be drinking, and yet we're still here. You know, Yahweh Bashim Abshai is having mercy on us to keep us alive. You know, because if it was If it wasn't for the mercy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we all be sick and leaving the earth in numbers, in droves. So, that was the point. But like I said, nobody should be drinking these energy drinks, Monster energy drinks, all these energy drinks. And don't think it's just excluded to energy drinks. It's in all our food, and it's in everything every aspect of our lives, So that's why we got to get out of this place and they got to be destroyed. The Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and junior master rule well, and peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom.